morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube viewers. Good morning, Facebook Nation. Good morning to all people, all colors, all races, all languages around the world. Good morning to everyone. Happy Friday. Men, women, and children, no matter what the language, no matter what the color, for whatever goals that you have set forth on this day, may those goals come to fruition as long as it benefits all of mankind, all of humanity. And with that, everyone, today's topic is, we're going to get right into it because first and foremost, let me say condolences to the families as well as the victims of the school shooting that took place a few days ago. And the reason for this video is based upon this tragedy that occurred. And most people would say, well, you know, he's just going to go in and just go at that. No, we're going to go with what the topic is. And the topic for today is, who is raising the parents? Now, when we hear that topic, we think the parents of the shooters. The shooters or shooters of different events and different tragedies, you know, these children who are going into these places and, you know, causing havoc and turning people's lives upside down. No, we're not talking about their parents. We're talking about you. And the reason that we're focusing on who's raising the parents is because the parents, this world that we're in right now, the parents are far worse than the children. The parents are so far worse. And I want to explain this because what I see is the parents, every time, you know, it comes to bringing those kids together, doing something with the school system, finding different ways, people object. It's the parents. The kids ain't objecting to it. Parents are objecting to it. So the parents are saying, keep this old system, keep the things happening the way they are, which is a hypocrisy. And then when the children act out, then they point and blame, which is political. So, you know, parents today are not coming together as parents. You know, if there's a program that says, hey, let's get meals to children in school who can't afford meals, especially during this pandemic, you know, bills and everything like that, people are still in the hole. So what is said is, oh, well, we can't afford that. One group will say we can't afford that. The other group will say it's essential. Now, both of them want the same thing. But yet and still, because we stand on different sides of a fence, we can't agree. We fail. We fail, not those kids. And then let's look at it in another way. The kids who are growing up, and they're growing up, you know, we will get into the subject. Now we're going into bullying. School systems put in place all these different things for bullying, to say, you know, bullying is wrong and stuff like that. Now, both sides agreed on that. And it took place. These things are implemented into the school system. However, let's go behind closed doors. Let's go behind closed doors to the parents who present themselves one way out in the public, but in behind closed doors, they're going at one another. Kids are seeing this. And we're not talking about low-income families. We're talking about middle-class families, and we're talking about upper middle-class families and up. And, you know, these behind closed doors, it's like, oh, well, you're learning this in school, but now you're better than that. It's hypocrisy. We hypocrisize so much as parents, so much today. And let's go even deeper. Now, you have children in your home. Now you work for a company, say you're a marketer. Now your kid is listening to you on the phone, talking to a client for a product that you're trying to sell that you don't even have. The kid knows this. The kid knows this because he hears everything that's going on in the house. And hey, my mother's a liar. My father's a liar. They're not going to come out and tell you about it, but they carry this because this goes into their subconscious to say that it's okay to put on false face. It's okay to lie. It's okay to steal. It's okay to deceive someone. And then, you know, we also now take the same event where someone is calling, a family member, hey, you know, I'm doing this job over here in my home, and, you know, I need this tree cut down. You know, is it all right if I, you know, use your chainsaw to cut the wood? And the other person on the other line, the family member, is saying, yeah, sure, but why don't I do this? Why don't I come and help you? You know, we're family, we're all good, you know, we do things like this for one another. Now, the week goes by, now that day comes up. And instead of back then saying, hey, you know, why don't you know, come, I'll bring this chainsaw over to you, you know, just give it back to me when you're done. You know, this person offered more. just to sound good, just to present the false persona, knowing that these kids are in that home, knowing somewhere during the course of the week, they overheard that their father or mother say, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I'll just wait for him to call, and I'll just tell him to come get the chainsaw. We'll make up an excuse. This is what these kids are seeing. So we don't take accountability for the things that we should be working together as adults and instilling these morals and values. Everybody in this world right now has a separate vision of what morals and values are. There is no standard moral and value. And when we as adults have taken this out, we stripped it out, because remember, you're not even, the average person is even in charge of, getting laws passed. It doesn't work like that. Everything is corporate. Everything is political. And, when we see these kids acting out, as no matter what your political party is, no matter what your belief system is, what's happening with these kids are wrong, and it's our fault. So we as adults, we have to stand for things that benefit all of humanity. If we continue to do this, if we continue as adults to blame, then the world gets worse, 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 worse. And this is, like I say, it's nowhere seen more than people who are in positions of control. Now, you got these children. These children are seeing this, that these people who are in control, they don't even care about the average person. So what makes you think those kids are going to care about the average person? Which ties back into bullying. Now, these kids are going into these schools and they are belittling everything that's around them. When in fact, you should be in school learning. You should be in school as children, learning how to get along with one another. But it's not the kids. So, who's really raising our parents? And for our parents to continuously blame these youths for the actions that they take, but to the actions that they see in the adults. They see that the justice system is all screwed up. They see that medical systems are all screwed up. They see that, it's a dog-eat-dog world. So we're literally raising barbarians. We're not raising children. We're not raising kids to make the world a better place. We're actually reinforcing the belief that we have to continuously tear this world apart. And I want to leave everyone with this on a Friday. What we're seeing today is exactly what was done over 2,000 years ago when it came to the Sumerian Empire. The Sumerian Empire had got so far out of control that when it got to a point where they could turn things backwards, it was no longer there. So they got into geoengineering, which is a whole different topic. And the reason I bring up geoengineering and the planet is because there was a disaster due to our climate back then. And today's world, we're seeing right now that G7 meeting that they just had was predicated upon geoengineering. Every time this world has destroyed itself, we are beyond the point of no return. So either we want to continue to go on the road that we're going on, which is a destructive road, or do we want to come together, and no matter who you are, no matter what the person is, you have to realize that we are not in control. We are only slaves to a machine, slaves to a system, and we're being led like lamb to be slaughtered. And we can see this every day, because every day people are acting out, people are killing. And most of you believe in the book of Revelation. Look it up for yourself. See what the difference is. And the only way that this stops is for all people to take accountability. When truth goes out the window, and loyalty goes out the window, and morals go out the window, and values go out the window, this is what we have. So, hopefully everyone will look at things in a different way and get out of that mindset that says, we have to allow this to happen. And the way that they've accomplished this is to make everybody obsessed with validation, which is a different subject. Validation alone is what's tearing all these adults apart, because everybody wants to be smarter than the other. Everyone wants to manipulate the other. Everyone wants to outthink the other. Everyone wants to control the other. Everyone wants their opinion to be world gold, instead of saying, hey, what can we do to make it right? So hopefully, we can think about these things as adults. Me personally, I don't, because I stand on truth, and you know, it's a lonely road because it's not many people out there that do that. But for the people that are out there that do that, people of pure light, as well as my YouTube viewers, the ones that, you know, come in and you know, get the message and, you know, carry it on into their lives, you know, we're protected. You know, no matter what we believe in, we're protected by something higher, and we have to continue on that road because, you know, what that road is constantly being attacked, and that's the road that, you know, is hard to travel. The road where everything else is happening right now is huge, it's wide, and we see what's going on. So we have to continuously strengthen ourselves and protect ourselves in this world, but we also have to be aware of what's going on, the manipulation, the brainwashing, the games. So with that, everyone, have a beautiful day. And remember, if we can help out and raise a parent, then let's educate and raise a parent, because, you know, we need to really address who's raising our parents, you know, who's raising these adults. And with that, everyone, men, women, children around the world, it's a beautiful Friday. Get out there, want the best for you and your family and everyone that's around you. I want love for the world. I want peace for the world, and for all colors, all languages around the world. Peace and blessings.